Hi there, everyone. Today, we're going to delve into the glorious book of Psalms, concentrating on chapter 9, verses 1 to 20 in particular. Psalm 9 is an impactful chapter, brimming with praise and admiration. It begins with a desperate cry for help, but soon shifts to a heartfelt celebration of God's immense strength and benevolence. The psalmist acknowledges God's justice and wisdom, and praises Him for His unwavering love and faithfulness. The passage serves as a reminder that, regardless of what life throws our way, we can always discover comfort and inspiration within God's love. He is our refuge, our support, and our lifeline. So, let's pause for a moment to reflect on this stunning chapter and allow its words of gratitude and joy to resonate within our hearts. Psalm 9:1-20 KJV describes God's justice as well as His offer of protection for the weak and oppressed. It praises God for His superior power, His judgment of the wicked, and His preservation of those who trust in Him. The psalm encourages acknowledgement of God's divine power and trust in Him, even during difficult times. By breaking down the chapter, we can see how he expresses his praise for God's great deeds and his joy in God's just judgment. He celebrates the power of God to conquer his enemies and maintain righteousness. Verses 1-10. David expresses his sincere thanks for God's great deeds and his happiness in God's justice. He celebrates God's superior power over his adversaries and his role as a wise judge who upholds justice. The psalm highlights God's eternal reign and his ability as a refuge for the oppressed. Verses 11-18. The psalm transitions to a call for praise and an affirmation of trust in God. It highlights God's memory of those who seek shelter and his promise to never forget those in need. David also reflects on his own trials, asking for God's compassion. Verses 19-20. The psalm concludes with a prayer for God to intervene and not allow men to prevail over one another. It underscores God's power and capability to bring justice and restore order. God's justice. The psalm celebrates God's role as a just judge who will punish the wicked and defend the righteous. God's refuge. God is presented as a sanctuary for the vulnerable, a place of safety and strength during trying times. Trust in God. The psalm encourages trust in God, especially when facing hardship and uncertainty. God's power. The passage highlights God's ultimate power and authority over all things, including the wicked. God's eternal reign. God's reign is described as eternal, emphasizing His lasting power and influence over all. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope this journey has been a meaningful and uplifting experience for you. If you found this video to be inspiring, please give it a thumbs up, and don't hesitate to follow and subscribe for more meaningful content. Until next time, take good care and keep uplifting each other with joyful praise.